Yeah, we're here at the 10th of January and looking at a major cold front for the whole lower 48s, especially towards the east. And feel for those up there, Mr. Pete and Jeanette. I tell you what, you just sure look cold on that tractor this morning when I was watching your video and pulling that dually around. But man, brr, here it is. I got 66 degrees, 67. Can't tolerate it, but can't tolerate the electric bill either. Getting off subject, this is part 3 of that Powermax hypotherm torch. But anyhow, we're all in for major. I go at about 1 o'clock. I was supposed to go at 10 this morning. It's still 40 degrees out, windy. And since I'm barely over this hacking cough and flu, I didn't want to take a chance. So the good people said, okay, 1, 2 o'clock, super. So I'm going to go get another truckload of firewood and hopefully we'll make it through the end of February, because February, Stock Show, Texas, it's always bad. All right, let's get on to where we're at in progress. Let's turn this down here and go over the drawings first. Got them all nice and formatted out, and went through yesterday. I went as far as tearing down actually the connector that goes in. This is the male connector. Took off the covers, opened it up, and making sure didn't have any issues. Come to find out that, let's see if we can hold this still here a minute. This switch here, then out on the barrel, that little Moffett switch is to stay activated all the time. And here being the plunger, I thought maybe that taper, but when this is screwed all the way in, she's already traveling up. It does not, but open very far. And so anyhow, when the air is charged and this plunger, and I even removed that plunger yesterday and inspected it, everything is in good shape. But the Moffett switch rides so it's on all the time. It knows it sits in position. And if this switch loses its little tiny button right there, click, 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 then it's wore out. You have to replace it, but it needs to send signal back to the motherboard at all times. So talked to Steve Bells a little bit yesterday, and he says, hey, that's what that was for. So diagram here sure has helped, and PDF file, and this is on a 165 Tourch, which replaced the 600. Well, the actually drawing somatic airing. So this was big help, and went through, labeled, checked all my plugs here, every one of them, everything working like it should. We're going to button her back together. And so if you've ever tore into one of these older 123T torches, now you'll know exactly what to look for. We have no problem. These 8 wires, white here, they come in, and they're all in, I'm wiggling around too much here. They all come in, and all good connections. So we're going to button this back together. 1 minute. Had some phlegm I had to get rid of. Still coughing it up. So anyhow, this being part 3, yeah, I'm gonna put these in parts because I'm afraid you guys won't come back. If I keep putting in parts, you'll come back and come back. Yeah, till we get it done, till it's fired up on the end and working, or it's not working. One or the other. Okay, So anybody got any questions on this? Yeah, this plunger now, this little snap ring right in here. Thank goodness for my good, wonderful channel lock brand. And that little tip there, you need them on a slide angle. Let's hold this up here. Slide angle. And the tiny, tiny little ends on there. They're probably 2 millimeter, 0.2 millimeter. I mean, they're almost like needles. Got that thing out, back together good. So everything is good in here. It's not the consumable. It is the right part number. Got online yesterday. Got a text back from Hypotherm. And the tech was real nice, Scott. And he says, no, you got the right part number, right thing for the cutting. This is not the gouging, for the cutting. And they do now, the 165, yeah, the 165 interchanges. I mean, I had to buy the whole Tourch, but it would actually go on these same leads. So, all right, we're going to end that. And wherever you're at in the world, and especially in the lower 48s, button down the hatches. And we're going to be down on Monday and Tuesday, teens, possibly 9 degrees. Now, for Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, that reminds me of the February we had 2 years ago. Or is it going on 3? No, this February will be 3 years. Whew. Time flies. Never will forget that. 9 days with no power sure does make you, even if you're my age, you can't forget that. So, you know, everybody, all my buddies out there, Brian Hayner and Marie over there in Connecticut, button down the hatches. I know you will. And also BC block there, you're going to get down there. Brian, you're going to get real cold. Everybody's going to get cold all the way down into Florida out here. So we'll just bear with it. And hopefully this gets on out of its system here real quick. And but we're in for a doozy. So Bears Rod Shop, we're out here on January 10th. Got to get some things done around here. Got firewood stockpiled in there. Built yesterday a little, I'm not going to go show, but my blower coming out of that Versailles firebox was like blowing up more towards the ceiling. So I put me an aluminum cover clamped on there yesterday and have it blowing straight across the plate. And man, it raised that room temperature up. Well, I had to choke back the fire because it was 81 degrees in there yesterday with the fans blowing across it and the ceiling fan pushing down. And that hallway back there, another fan pushing back here. It's 70 degrees in here yesterday. And yeah, I can live with that. Cut that electric utility company down. Got to. Man, I have never got a $200 bill here, and I hit $188 this month because heat pumps, once it gets down to 40 and below 40, it runs those compressors trying to fire and use the heat pump part. So you got to go then over to the emergency heat, and that electric bill goes through the ceiling. So, we're out of here, yacked long enough, and got to get things done. So Bears Rod Shop, we're out of here for the 10th of January. Everybody's be safe.